Somebody's gonna get angry at the sound of volume.
It's that time of year again, Christmas time, so a lot of people are talking not just about what gifts to buy, what to put in stockings, where to spend Christmas dinner, etc., who's going to cook the turkey, who's going to get really drunk and complain that the stuffing is too dry. Aside from that, a lot of people, their attentions are turned to the war on Christmas, the so-called war on Christmas. Now, some people take the fact that many groups kind of got tired of hearing Merry Christmas all the time, even if they didn't celebrate Christmas, and have it replaced with Happy Holidays as an assault on their values and their freedoms. I have a few things to say that I would like to say about this idea of war on Christmas. First, I think they're exaggerating to get newspaper headlines. There's no war. At best, most people who don't celebrate Christmas don't care if you do. If you celebrate Christmas, hey, all the power to you. What the people who don't celebrate Christmas, like myself, I really would like is for you to not tell us about it every 5 seconds for the last month and a half before Christmas every year. It's sometimes hard. This is the point that many people don't seem to get. It's hard when you leave the house for 6 weeks, not from mid-November to end of December, to go into a store or a business or any place that isn't your house and to not see Christmas decorations, hear Christmas music, see about Christmas specials, happy holidays. I mean, you go in, everything's red, everything's green, everything's... they assume that you're in their store or out of your house simply to get Christmas gear. I mean, if I'm buying a pair of socks, chances are, no, I don't need a gift certificate or a gift receipt or anything. I'm just buying socks. I just need socks. I'm a man. I need socks. I go through socks. And like you have Starbucks. I like to go work at Starbucks. I mean, I'm not a barista, but I mean, I go and sit with my laptop and do some work. And they normally play, most of the year, they play nice, soft jazz music, which is actually kind of pleasant. I kind of like it. And I kind of look up every once in a while and go, oh, I should get that CD. But around now, until Christmas, they start playing Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and I just feel betrayed. I mean, I'm trying to focus, people. I'm trying to focus on my work, and it's like rocking around the Christmas tree. But if you're in with it, if you celebrate Christmas, chances are you don't really notice it as much because it's what you're expecting to find. And all people who don't celebrate Christmas want, is a little sensitivity to that fact. Let the individual consumers tell you that we're celebrating Christmas, that we need a gift receipt. I mean, how hard is it to assume that the average person will just say, I would like a gift receipt with that Xbox 360. So that's one thing, because I mean, if you imagine for a moment that it wasn't Christmas being celebrated, imagine that it was Hanukkah being celebrated, and every time you went into a store, someone said, Shalom, Happy Hanukkah. You would notice that, wouldn't you? Christmas celebrator, you would notice it, very much, I bet. And what if it were Ramadan? All these Islamic texts everywhere on the walls, music playing. I don't believe there is a supernatural deity involved in Ramadan delivering gifts, but if there was like a kind of Islamic Santa Claus. If it's any other group, Christmas, you'd notice it then, Christmas celebrators. We just want to be able to go about our day somewhere between now and the end of December without hearing about your holiday. That's the main thing. Some of the absurdities of criticizing the war on Christmas, on the one hand, you have Fox and Friends, the people on that show, insulting atheists who just want to reach out to other atheists to let them know that there are other people who don't celebrate Christmas, and yes, there are other people who are also upset about the fact that they are basically forced into celebrating Christmas. And they say, hey, oh, you're an atheist? Well, you feel alone? Oh, well, go to church. Go to church on Christmas if you feel alone, atheist. And on the other hand, you have Bill Donahue, that, well, let's just say he's not exactly a balanced, reasoned, thoughtful religious figure, saying that questioning whether or not we should say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays is the same kind of thinking that leads to the Holocaust. I have to fix my mustache. Pardon me. Now, there are many ironies in the people claiming there's this war on Christmas being fought. One, you have people saying, oh, they're just trying to take what is a pure Christian holiday and turn it into something generic and not Christian. Apparently those people are unaware of history because Christmas itself is based on pagan and just all sorts of feast holidays. Because originally speaking, we didn't have access, hundreds and thousands of years ago, we didn't have access to supermarkets all year, right? So people would have to save up their food for the winter, sort of like a squirrel. And then they'd have this long dinner, this one big last huzzah, this big huge dinner before having to go on basically a diet all winter to celebrate the fact that they could survive the winter. And that became, I mean, that's when we would celebrate it. Plus, as to the specific day of Christmas, it originally was actually a celebration of Osiris's birthday. It wasn't until certain, I don't know, let's call them empires were taken over by Christianity that they said, hey, we have to celebrate our God. But instead of changing the day to reflect when we actually think our God was probably born, we'll just swap out the name Osiris and put in the name Jesus. And then we have Christmas. Now, the other thing, of course, is that they're saying, oh, everyone's trying to stop Christmas from being celebrated, and we have to stop these anti-Christian tendencies from happening. These forces must be stopped. Of course, the other irony, historically speaking, they don't realize is that the only time in history Christmas as a public celebration was stopped, was curtailed, was in the 1500s by really hardcore Christians who didn't think they should be celebrating out loud, out in front. It should be a private thing, much like Hanukkah, much like Ramadan, much like basically every other religious holiday. So never fear, Christians and other Christmas celebrators. Your biggest threat to your proper celebration of Christmas does not come from without, does not come from the Jewish people, the Islamic people, the non-Jewish or Islamic or Christian people. No, it comes from yourself. It comes from within, because the only people who have had the clout ever to stop the celebration of Christmas have been Christians.
Somebody's gonna get angry at the sound of violence with all the clicks and clacks. Well, that's all you'd ever hear.